I saw her, Miles. I talked to the police. It was instant. The steering wheel hit her chest. I am so sorry. And I said, you saw her? And he said, yes. And I said, how did she look? And he said, just a bit of blood coming out of her nose. And I sat down on the floor of the gym. I could hear the colonel still screaming, and I could feel hands on my back as I hunched forward. But I could only see her laying naked on a metal table, a small trickle of blood falling out of her half teardrop nose, her green eyes open, staring off into the distance. Her mouth turned up just enough to suggest the idea of a smile. And she had felt so warm against me, her mouth soft and warm on mine. The colonel and I were walking back to our dorm room in silence. I'm staring at the ground beneath me. I cannot stop thinking that she's dead. And I cannot stop thinking that she cannot possibly be dead. People do not just die. I can't catch my breath. I feel afraid, like someone has told me they're going to kick my ass after school, and now it's sixth period and I know full well what's coming. It's so cold today, literally freezing, and I imagine running to the creek and diving in head first. The creek's so shallow that my hands scrape against the rocks, and my body slides into the cold water, the shock of the cold giving way to numbness. And I would stay there, float down with that water, first to the Cahaba River, then to the Alabama River, then to Mobile Bay and the Gulf of Mexico. I want to melt into the brown crunchy grass that the colonel and I step on as we silently make our way back to our room. His feet are so large, too large for his short body and the new generic tennis shoes he wears, since his old ones were piston, look almost like clown shoes. I think of Alaska's flip-flops clinging to her blue toes as we swung on the swing down by the lake. Will the casket be open? Can a mortician recreate her smile? I could still hear her saying it. This is so fun, but I'm so sleepy. To be continued? 19th century preacher Henry Ward Beecher's last words were, "Now comes the mystery." The poet Dylan Thomas, who liked a good drink at least as much as Alaska, said, "I've had 18 straight whiskeys. I do believe that's a record," before dying. Alaska's favorite was playwright Eugene O'Neill, born in a hotel room and, goddamn it, died in a hotel room. Even car accident victims sometimes have time for last words. Princess Diana said, "Oh God, what's happened?" Movie star James Dean said, "They've got to see us," just before slamming his Porsche into another car. I know so many last words, but I'll never know hers. I'm several steps in front of him before I realize that the colonel has fallen down. I turn around and he's laying on his face. "We have to get up, Chip. We have to get up. We have to get to the room." The colonel turns his face from the ground to me and looks me dead in the eye and says, I can't breathe. But he can breathe, and I know this because he's hyperventilating, breathing as if trying to blow air back into the dead. I pick him up and he grabs onto me and starts sobbing, again saying, I'm so sorry, over and over again. We have never hugged before, me and the colonel. and there is nothing much to say because he ought to be sorry. And I just put my hand on the back of his head and say the only true thing. I am sorry.